do you remember this pet right here? The Atlantic Puffin? Well, to be honest, I wouldn't blame you if you'd forgotten about it. It was just a forgotten hidden tier 2 in the star pack. But with the new revamp, you can see below, if you set your team up right, it basically acts like a tier 2 Vulture. So I got a nice run to show it off. Let's jump in and have a look. Okay, here we are into the run. We're going to pick it up from the turn 4 battle, but just to explain, at the back, that's our Atlantic Puffin, our tier 2 Vulture. That pet in front, that's a new tier 1 pet called the Pheasant, and the Pheasant gives strawberries to pets at the start of battle, or it gives it when they get summoned. So it's basically like a temporary strawberry. That's what's going to allow our Atlantic Puffin to pop off. You'll see it right here. So the front stalk will die, and then the summon pet gets a strawberry. That works in shop or in battle, and that's going to allow our Atlantic Puffin to just constantly just be firing off, because like basically we're getting strawberries as we go. It'll make sense as you see, and I can't actually take credit for this. I mean, look, it could even be the case that by the time this video goes up, I'm recording it on Saturday, it's going to go up on like Thursday. There's every chance somebody else has already made a video on it by this point. But I can't take credit. Instead, I need to give credit to my good friend right here, Trev Dog Mania Test. I've been seeing him in the arena for years. I just straight up got this idea from him because I was going for something else and I kept facing him running this team. And I thought, that's actually really creative. And let me tell you something, it was kicking my butt, dude. It was absolutely kicking my butt. So shout out to Trev Dog Mania, he gets the credit for this. And you want to know how you know it's strong? This was my first attempt. And you'll see some of the teams I faced later. It's not like just because it's test server, it was all super easy. So interesting, speaking of test server, I had the opportunity to go Leech Tuna just then. That has by far been the most used build on the test server. And it's really, really, really strong. Can I tell you, like, I don't know how interested different people are on actually using the new Star Pack revamp, but for me, I'm really, really interested. I really want it to be strong enough to compete with the other base packs. That, like, I'm really, really hoping that they do it properly, you know? And in relation to that, the current strongest line by far is still Leech. All this other stuff, like, I think what they wanted to do, as we get a hilarious round with the Fairy Armadillo here, which is absolutely trash, but it actually worked here. I think what they're trying to do, as what seems to be the Teamw like MO whenever they revamp packs, they want to give you multiple playstyles within a pack. What Teamw hates is just one line of like, you win this pack by doing this. And I think that's cool as hell. The problem is, Leech is still the strongest line by a country mile. Because in order to... Pelican's really strong, by the way, if you saw Sag's video. This guy, like, it looks like a win. Oh, wait, we actually do this one? We do in this one, my bad. Yeah, here's my problem I'm saying. Leech is the strongest line, but if they nerf the Leech line a little bit, then the pack definitely doesn't hold up to other packs. And you can't nerf all the other packs just to accommodate this pack. So, I don't know. So, instead, this particular line right here, it's not as strong as Leech, but I think this is the tempo line. Atlantic Puffin Pheasant summons. I think that's the tempo line, and you'll see right here, like, we're kind of nasty, man. Atlantic Puffin shooting off 6 damage every time. Another Pelicaner. And look how much we just slowly wear down the back unit. I mean, you could mix this in with Ibex. Like, I'm not even sure I optimized the build fully. As I try to sell a Hawk and fail miserably. Yeah, I don't know, sorry. I don't want my commentary to be too much like analytics, but it's kind of like... They've already made changes to the Star Pack. I'd be surprised if they made many further changes. I think it's just small tweaks, and then I think it's going to go live. That's my feeling on how this would normally track. And early signs are that I don't think this I think this would lose to Turtle Pack more often than not. But it is stronger than it used to be, and it's definitely fun. As Trev Dog Mania, the king of this build, almost beats me here, but we draw. Look, maybe this build should just be called the Trev Dog. I'd be happy to do that. Good fella. So you can see, by the way, that I've just foregone scaling. You know, that my whole idea was like, let's tempo up here. We're done scaling, and we're going to go against the leeches. And like, there are other ways to wild scale, but like, that's the most effective way, leech for sure. Now let's see how we go here. We're trying to wear down the clownfish at the back. We get him. Now it's a massive pug. Surely not, right? We have a tier 2 vulture, and we're kind of cracked. And we win. We're under 7 wins. Now we just want to, again, I think this is a tempo play. We'll spam some foods right here. Better break points theoretically. Why not buy a bloody shrimp on your stalk? So, the pheasant not being leveled is not ideal. But that's 1 strawberry, 6 damage. Another strawberry gets brought into the woodpecker, 6 damage, that's 12. Another strawberry on the blobfish, and the orca had one, 24 damage, 30 damage. Another one was on my platypus, 36 damage. Another one, 42 damage. Did I do the math correctly? What about with a Wolverine? What about with a Spino? Wolverine in customs, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think this is a really strong tier 2 unit. And let's be honest, since the Unicorn Pack launched, tier 2s are on an all-time power spike right now. They used to be such a wasted tier, and now there's so many legitimately good tier 2s. I think that's good for the game. Now, you could argue that they're too strong, but I don't know. I'm just having a rambly thought experiment. I don't have all the answers right now, man. By the time you're watching this, you have more answers than me, probably. Trev Dog and I are in an Atlantic puffin off. He wins this round. He's also got an amenity. But I have summons and I win. 9 wins. Need I remind you once more, we are not scaling. So I pushed for a pheasant level. It's basically, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, it's basically just like a seagull, isn't it? It's like a tier 1 seagull, but it only gives strawberries. And for this, it's pretty viable, man. I guess you could, it probably is, in customs it'll have some value as well. Now we verse a woodpecker tuna. Do we have enough here? Do we have enough? We're trying to punch through. We're trying. Bad break point. We were really close to winning that 1 HP break point. And now we're going to turn 15. And now it's getting continually more and more spooky. Progressively more spooky. I'm a little bit spookied. Keep spamming hot dogs. How do we go here? How do we go? Our tier 2 vulture sits at the back. We versus an actual vulture. And look. We actually do some good work here. I mean, this whole battle is insane, if I'm being honest. His vulture summoned a vulture. He's crisping me. But he's got a pelican. And have a look at that. The pelican is stupid cracked, man. Imagine if his vulture didn't die. So he's sort of running the sensible version of this build, I would say. Although, I don't know. Interesting thought experiment. What's better? A tier 2 slightly weaker vulture or a tier 5 regular vulture? Probably the OG vulture is still better, but relative to tier 2. Here we go. Now we have someone who's running the strongest line. You see what I mean? Like, just compare my stats versus this guy's stats. It's not particularly close. Although, we're far from done. And we're still chipping away. And we've almost got the orangutan. And we actually kind of were close. But now we're going to what? Turn 17? We haven't crossed the line yet. We're not scaling. I'm looking for the orca level. Take a little bit of stats. Give me the orca level. Give me the orca level. Give me the orca level. Turn down hot dogs. Don't get the orca level. Turn 17. Could we get over the line without scaling for 8 rounds? Another guy running the strongest line. And look, if you get the team that he's got set up right here, that unit right there, what's it called? The thing second from the back, I'm forgetting the name. It drops health at the start of battle. And then the woodpecker triggers, and you just kind of crush me, man. Regardless. Turn 18. In comes Mr. Orca. I've taken a tempo build on my first attempt. Not scaled for 10 rounds. Made it to turn 18. Surely not, right? Surely not. Tuna leech. But I get Ibex, which drops the health of his orca, which kills his orca. Income stats for him. More strawberries for me. Your backline's dead. Your deer's almost dead. You have an ibex, I have an ibex. And we win. So look, just closing thoughts. Atlantic Puffin is really strong for a tier 2 if you set it up properly. Star Pack is trending towards being stronger, but in my opinion, not strong enough to compete with Turtle or Puppy. But I guess, like, if we're getting replayability and lots of fun synergies, then I guess we should be happy with that. Alright, I'm out of here, people. Have a good week. Peace.